not know death when you see it, old man. This is my power.
Welcome back to the jackasses reviewing this dog-awful script. We had a discussion, and maybe we'll bring it over ever so slightly. What is worse, this or Kenobi? I'm thinking Kenobi, but this is giving it a fairly hefty run for its money. Anyway, allow me to bring in my guests. Starting with...
While Danny kind of forgot about the Iron Fleet and Euron's forces, they certainly haven't forgotten about her.
Well, yes.
Yep. And let's see. The next one. Ooh. This one is great.
You are a pathetic junkie! Too stupid to understand and follow simple rudimentary instructions.
Hi, Von Lustra.
Hello.
Greetings.
I felt it was appropriate to use that clip because you pointed it out to me. Yep. Now,
I should probably find some Daredevil clips to use.
I've got a Daredevil clip. Should probably get some now. I have way too many clips as it is, including the clip that shall not be named.
Yeah, let us not name it.
Yep. Anyway, let's bring in the whole.
Fuck you! 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 Fuck you!
Yep. Yep. It's getting me close to that territory.
Yeah,
That's
I
what.
think we would. Oh, go for it. Sorry.
No, not least. That's what Galadriel says. No, actually, no. That's what Frodo says to Galadriel, or vice versa, or maybe both.
I was thinking it would be lick you, but that works too. But that's probably
They don't.
They were speaking in French.
They no comment. But
now, if you read Ender, I think it's one of the Ender books. I can't remember which one. Since I have a lot of generic titles, there's like a quote like French is the language of kissy lips, while the Italian is the language of love, or something along those lines.
yeah, there's an interesting little bit in that article. What's the name? Reed Mawson linked to about. Remember you were talking last time. We were talking last time about the magical brothel, right? There's a little bit about that.
Oh yes, thank you for reminding me. Reed Mason actually showed me, sent me the link.
Yes, I read it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I actually have it pulled up.
So do I. I'm looking at it right
let's-
now.
Yeah, I have it right. Yeah, I just pulled it up.
Yeah. I mean, I can read bits of it if you want to, because when he's talking about Ariosto, I actually know what he's talking about when he's talking about Ariosto and all that. So okay, he wants rock music, jarring acid type of rock music, and he recommended casting Ringo Starr in the film. The story needed to be streamlined, focused either around the themes of Frodo Lives or Gandalf's Magical Mystery Show.
Oh, this bit! Wow,
It gets better.
What?
Both
John
potential.
Corbett. John Boorman and I didn't give too much importance to the Christian component of Tolkien's work. It came across as a tad heavy-handed at times. It is a story of redemption, and that seemed to be enough. Wait, what?
Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings. I just need. Where do you have like a clip of somebody banging their head on the desk for eternity? Because
yeah, I need to get the Joker clip of him banging his head, but I do have this.
Actually, this is stupid.
So here comes the fun part. Well, that bit's fun too. People are already trying to de-Christianize it. That's interesting and piquant. But here's the fun bit, and that's actually more important. A more important point that he's trying to de-Christianize it. That's actually a more important point. But this is probably a more amusing point here. Both potential structures would feature explicit sex scenes. Hellenberg's idea is deviating substantially from Tolkien's books. He wanted to highlight not only Frodo's innocence about the world beyond the Shire, but also his naivete about sexual relationships. Hellenberg concluded he deserved a little rest and sex, so the Fellowship decided to take Frodo to a house of delights / whorehouse, only for heroes, run by a Maga enchantress, and Maga is Italian for like a sorceress, female of Maga, a magician. So it's a lady magician. The enchantress, attracted to Frodo, leads him away to a room where they have sex, during which Frodo makes Kama Sutra-like arousing sounds. Hellenberg felt that such scenes would add an element of eroticism and horror to the adaptations. Frodo's books do not feature any such scenes, nor any character resembling the Maga Enchantress. So Pallenberg wanted to compile a character based on sources from which Frodo lifts, the poems of chivalry and fantasy of Spencer, Ariosto, Tasso, etc. And Spencer wrote The Fairy Queen, important influence on C.S. Lewis. Ariosto and Tasso wrote chivalric Italian epics. Quite enjoyable. Ariosto is quite enjoyable, by the way. But anyway, that's... Pallenberg also wanted Frodo to experience post-coitum sadness. So, incidentally, another point that you may not be aware of this, that Frodo actually said in a letter or interview that I don't know Ariosto, and I'd loathe him if I did. So that may be slightly piquant too, although less piquant than some of this other stuff. For some reason, the Kama Sutra like arousing sounds is the funniest.
This is... Yeah, they didn't, like...
This is pretty dang... It
explains everything.
Yeah.
Except the dog.
Nothing could possibly explain the frickin' dog.
How about the glacier?
Well, it's a combination of...
For some reason, we've just got rampant degeneracy. I don't really know what's going on here.
Well, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like, oh, so these guys just look at the source material and they thought, we could do better. Let's not do it. It's a silly place. It's a silly book. Let's just make our own book.
Yeah.
Talk about stupid.
So, this proves that rampant rewriting of source material is not a recent phenomenon.
Oh, yeah.
It just tended to slip away and into the trash can before.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Oh, my goodness. Boorman followed his own vision. He strengthened and sexualized Galadriel's role, turned Eowyn to
Wait, what?
Aragorn's more...
Okay, pause.
Wait, Arwen is...
becomes Aragorn's wife?
Apparently. You remember the dog in the Council of Elrond that's just running around?
Oh
Because
yeah,
that's fate.
It stands for fate, yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's fate and the will of the ring and whatever.
but oh my goodness!
One other point worth possibly mentioning is that.
How is Aragorn gonna explain that to anyone? You see, I kissed this elf who looks like a teenager.
Well, that's the thing. Arwen is not an ethereal teenager, and that kissed the thighs of her dress.
Yeah, but still, it's. But what? So what? Did he just look at the romance? Like, he missed the entire point of Eowyn's character arc.
Apparently so. Perhaps the most provocative change occurs in Lothlorien, where before gazing into Galadriel's mirror, Frodo must become intimate with her.
This does not cause friction with husband Celeborn because he's not featured. And the guy just says, "Oh." Oh, hello there, good chap.
Hey,
it's white.
My headphones actually work this time. I switched browsers.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful.
Oh, you missed the part where it describes how during his sex scene with Galadriel, Frodo would have made a Karma Sutra style arouse sound.
Yes.
We still on that?
I am still of the opinion that Amazon is not gonna bastardize the works as much as this.
Yeah, it's not going to.
I don't know.
How do you even
comment
on that?
Yeah, I look like most of it just seems like, despite having millions of dollars, some of the costumes look cheap, at least for initial impression, and one character being dark skinned, and it, like essentially what we only got is images that are not that is very different from Peter Jackson's work, and
I was just thinking it looks cheap and stupid.
yeah, that's what it's compared to this. Like, we literally got them changing characters in the most baffling sense. We have a pacing that is slow when it needs to go faster, but then blazes through the important stuff in the most spectacularly dumb ways. And then, not to mention that that it was clear that they cared about let's throw in as much degeneracy as possible, and not to mention,
there's probably going to be degeneracy in Amazon's Rings of Power since they've hired an engineer.
I don't know actually because
it looks
TV,
like
it's rated TV-14. Wheel of Time was like TV-16.
It seems like but remember that was before the whole rewrites, where like the writing team got thrown out.
Yeah, that seriously concerns me.
Yeah,
the fact that these two guys are legitimately incompetent. They have proven that
not again.
They are both incompetent and inexperienced. The only thing that they have experience with is Star Trek Beyond.
Which it was not even their script in the movie, by the way.
Fucking hell, even Dumb and Dumber have at least some experience.
As they legitimately have no writing credits.
It's so bad that even like David Benioff has actually some experience with like Troy.
Fucking Troy.
That explains Game of Thrones quality.
Fucking Troy.
Yeah, it's like at least he had some credentials. These guys, I firmly believe that the only reason why these guys got it is because their uncle or something works at Amazon and said, "Hey, can you hire these?" Or J.J. Abrams sucked somebody off and said, "Hey, please let my friends have a job." I refuse to believe they got in on merit. I refuse to believe that.
I mean, there is no way they did.
For me, I'm just gonna like it definitely is a disastrous production. It is definitely has a disastrous marketing. Like,
oh yeah, their marketing has been
what the flip is going on? What the flip is going on with Amazon's marketing department for the show? Like, but I want to see the final product for myself. Like, once all the all the circuses, all the chaos of it, right?
I know that the super fans. We need to watch the super fans trailer at some point. We need to watch that because that stuff is funny, and I think that it was the fact. It seems like it was freaking scripted to hell, and it shows exactly what these people are focused on. Like they don't care about Tolkien.
You know how bad it is. Like so apparently after this. So what happened after this is that they got other more legitimate.
I know about that. They're basically trying to perfume the well to I guess adapt a common parlance for
what the fuck?
Situation.
Yeah, but
hold on a minute.
Like, so the guy the only person that
Ninja.
Sorry.
I just saying something.
Apparently, I just saw this notification. Dragon Demands says that the Jon Snow show might not be real, but he hope it is. I'm like, why?
Oh yeah, the Jon Snow show.
Yeah, I'm like, I do not believe for a second that is real. I don't believe.
Why would we want to go back to that canon? Like we want to stay far away from that as humanly possible.
I don't see that in my notifications. What I see is that is the Jon Snow sequel leak really a marketing stunt for House of the Dragon? That's
oh no, it's premiering it's a live stream. Why is the Jon Snow sequel rumor probably isn't real? But I hope it is.
Why is that not coming up in my notifications? Oh, it's upcoming. Okay, that's why. It's upcoming. It's coming up at 4 p.m., which is going to come up shortly, but unfortunately we're busy. We'll have to miss it.
Yeah. I don't believe that it's real. But Ninja, what were you about to say?
I kind of lost my train of thought. Everything around it right now is a disaster. I am just waiting for the final show to show up and judge it. I am definitely very pessimistic towards it. I don't think it's going to be good, but I am very open to the possibility that, hey, it may be, that 1%, that small chance that it's actually pretty decent and enjoyable.
Yeah, and of course it won't be bad for the silly reasons that some people on the internet say.
It's not going to be bad because there's a black elf and a black dwarf. That's tangentially something that unfortunately these people that are making it have made a consistent trend with bad media lately. But that's not
like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes, that one. So that is not a cause of the bad in the show, but these people, due to their particular affiliations and what they value, have made it a correlation link between a lot of bad things. From the sequel trilogy to Kenobi to Ghostbusters 2016, Terminator,
Captain Marvel,
Captain Marvel, pretty much all of Marvel Phase 4,
Mulan, new one.
Not to interrupt the rant, but perhaps we could get on with the script.
Oh, no worries, yeah.
Yeah, we've been over 20 minutes and we haven't even done the script.
Yeah, it's just that I like to the people that don't like to see people of color in things. It's like that is not the problem. The problem is the bad writing that makes these people look bad, and therefore makes the association between these two things bad. They are not the problem.
Yeah, right now for me, it's like, okay, the stuff they tell me, the stuff that it has told me so far about the actual story is just like, oh no, and then some of the explanation is like, no, you, like, if this was like, remove the context of like the black female dwarf on that stuff, like if it was like none of the racial stuff got as part of like none, everyone's the same. I would still be like, oh no, this sounds bad. But hey, it could be a situation where it's actually okay. My standards of something that's okay, is it better than He-Man Revelations?
I've heard so many bad things about
that. That is quite the standard.
We're really getting tangential here, but I will say that I'm sorry to interrupt, but I wanted to make sure we didn't go on a rant about some random He-Man film that I haven't seen. But what was I going to say? The trailer, the quality of the trailer was bad in terms of getting you into the story. If you compare it to the trailers for House of the Dragon, there's no comparison. The House of the Dragon trailers are vastly superior, at least from my point of view, anyway.
Yeah, there are enough details with House of the Dragon to kind of at least like see the two sides. We don't even see orcs or a war. We get a sense that there's two political factions and they don't like each other, and that there's political machinations. Other than that, they're kind of keeping things close to the chest for people who are not familiar with the Dance of the Dragons, which is a majority of human beings on the planet.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about
people who watch the show.
Yeah. Alrighty.
So shall I start reading?
Yeah,
where are we?
I think that we are on
the sword. Him catching his sword, the flip thing, like.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so he flipped it in the hall, and then he flipped it outside again.
I think it's weird. Yeah, it's strange. It's one of those like weird cheesy edits that the 90s did, or the 70s did. I mean,
it's easy to get confused.
Yeah.
Of course, now I have to start coughing.
Bless you.
Don't mention it. I couldn't possibly.
All right, so I'll just begin the narration.
Can I do it for a bit? I'm sorry, because I'm going to go to lunch later.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, because I'm just going to go to lunch in a bit. I'll still be here, but it'll be easier if I'm doing characters when I'm eating lunch, rather than narrating. So, exterior, the plains day. The sword descends and Theoden catches it again. He is on horseback, galloping at the head of the riders of Rohan. Armed and armored, well, yes. Helms flowing. Do helms fly? That's kind of a weird...
No, I don't think that's how that works.
No, they should just mention they have the manes.
The manes on the helms. That's probably what he means. Yeah, like these
helms
flowing or something are flowing. Favors flying. I guess that means their lady loves that we're in the Middle Ages again. Their lady loves you. They're wearing the favors. I guess that's what that means. His eyes shine with the pleasure of the gallop. Gandalf on Shadowfax rides at the king's side. From under Gandalf's cloak, Pippin's face appears. He looks about him with wide-eyed wonder. Okay, Pippin?
Merry!
Merry's face appears from under the cloak of a rider at Gandalf's left.
Who's going to be Merry?
Amazing!
This is good enough to go into Bilbo's book! Da-da!
Scroll down a bit. Theoden raises an arm as a signal. The riders draw up their steaming horses, and the company comes to a halt. Theoden.
Okay, I can take it. Here is the parting of the ways. My captains shall divide together many men and horses. I shall seek the love of my son Eomer. Nephew.
This is such a. Out of all the things that is bad, this is just a minor offense.
Yeah.
Because either way, Eomer is gonna be king.
Yeah. So do you want to be Gandalf, dead chap?
Yeah, sure. I too will go. Hold on. I too will go my own way.
Gandalf's wearing lavender now.
We meet in Minas Tirith.
Then, with great cries of Minas Tirith, they set out again, galloping on their several ways. Exterior of the tree day. The thundering hooves of the riders of Rohan dissolve slowly through the roofs of the tree in which Sam and Frodo sleep. The roots are coiled about the rocks at the blade. Pardon me, I need it back. No, stop. Thank you. I just need to move my screen a little bit. Like that. That makes it easier. About the rocks of the base of the Great Wall of Mordor. I don't know why that's funny. And seen through the lashing hoofs, they seem to move. Then they are moving. As though the growth of 100 years happened in a minute. The roots prise apart the gaps between the stones and push through the wall till it begins to groan and sway. Up in the branches, Sam awakes to feel the tree trembling and shuddering. He shakes Frodo awake.
Master, it's the tree. It's angry or something.
Frodo sits up with a start. The wall is very close and they can hear it creaking. Cracks appear. Scroll down, please.
I'm sure it's fighting the wall!
They look down and their guess is confirmed. The wall is crumbling as the roots advance.
The roots of the wall.
Well,
it's true. What a tree to take on a wall as mighty as this. Hold on.
Yeah, there's a bit of a typo there. To be fair, correcting typos was really hard in the days of the typewriter.
It would be funny if this becomes Treebeard.
Yeah.
It would.
It would be. The wall begins to bulge crazily towards them. Yes, it's certainly crazy, all right. Down below, the rocks and roots writhe in violent conflict. Well, he does have a way with words sometimes. I'll give him that. The hobbits cling on desperately as the wall crashes onto them. Huge rocks thunder down, and the brave tree bends under their weight. The trunk groans and the roots are torn, screaming from the rocks as the trees fall under the weight of the wall. As the dust settles, Sam's head appears from under the rubble.
Master, are you there?
Frodo emerges, coughing. In the broken gap of the wall, they see before them the vast and terrible lands of Mordor. In the far distance, Mount Doom belches smoke and sends its pall over everything. We're back to Paul again. Below it is an angry, unrelenting land. He likes to use angry. He likes the pathetic fallacy of angry, right? We're back to angry fortifications again. An angry, unrelenting land dotted with ragged rock formations. Some of them are transformed into bunkers.
Interesting.
Why am I seeing a World War One thing?
I'm thinking World War II on top of Omaha.
Yeah, World War One. A massive tower rises to a great height. Far on the right, a road winds away from the tower. On the road, hordes of orcs, and trolls. Apparently, orcs and uruks are not the same thing, despite there being an uruk orc earlier. March along the trail with mechanical jerky movements. Why is that funny?
I'm thinking right now they're goose
supposed to be
stepping.
mechanical, I guess.
They're goose stepping right now.
They have robots.
That would make sense, to be fair.
Ride in the Fuhrer's face.
I'm thinking of robots. Help! Help!
Hey,
has anybody here heard of the Disney short Der Fuhrer's Face?
No.
It's
that what that's from?
hilarious. Yeah. Do not love Der Fuhrer is a great mistake, so we heil, right in the Fuhrer's face.
Help! Help! That's what I remember it being. They blow a raspberry.
Yeah. It's something, but yeah, we should keep going.
The breaking of the wall attracts the attention of the orc captains. They stop and turn their eyes upon it. Frodo and Sam duck down into the rubble, but an irresistible impulse makes Frodo peer through the crack of the tower, probably hoping that Galadriel will be naked or something.
Don't we all? Don't we all? Especially,
yeah.
I wonder who would have played Galadriel. I'd have to look.
Catherine Deneuve?
This would have been in the 70s, right?
Marilyn Monroe? Were they still out in the 70s? I think Marilyn Monroe might have been...
Oh, you know what? Oh, well, no. Catherine Boorman wasn't old enough, so it wouldn't have worked.
Not for Catherine Deneuve.
All right.
Okay, half a moment. I got one more paragraph, and then people can start talking. At its summit, a pinpoint of light appears. It grows into the shape of an eye and turns its gaze towards Sam and Frodo. Frodo groans under its awful power. His hand goes to the ring. Frodo? Oh, bother. I think Frodo's muted.
I must put it on, Sam. We're lost if you do, Master. Scroll down. Done? Yeah. And I shall die if I don't.
Sam takes Frodo's hand and pulls it away from the ring. It requires all Sam's strength and both his hands to keep Frodo from putting it on. No comment. Scroll up a little bit, please. Thank you. The eye searches, then turns its searing gaze upon the column of orcs. Frodo's hand relaxes. The eye seems to send tremors rippling through the ranks of... Scroll down. Thank you. The orcs. In spontaneous response, groups of orcs break into a frenzied rush towards the breached wall, shouting to each other in an alien tongue. The column moves on. The eye fades. Frodo and Sam panic afresh at this new hazard. They are still tangled in the branches of the tree. Sam gets a sudden inspiration.
Save us once more, brave tree!
By the way, I was looking up famous 70s actresses. And so Ralph Bakshi's Lord of the Rings came out the year after A New Hope, which means that they could have cast Carrie Fisher.
Well, this is 8 years before A New Hope.
Yeah, although I think he was holding out hope for some time after 1970 that they would make it a film. So they could have considered a number of actresses during that period. I mean, if I remember correctly, anyway. He drags a bushy branch clear of the rubble, and Frodo follows suit with another. They stand the branches upright and hide inside them. Come on, we want a disgusting sex scene. Come on. The orcs converge on the rubble and start to rebuild the wall, swearing and shoving at one another as they bend under the labor. Our captain quickens the work with a many-thonged lash. Whenever the orcs have their backs turned, Sam and Frodo move a few feet further away, shielded by their branches. When the captain's gaze turns towards them, they keep stock still again. Soon they are well into the land of Mordor. Peering through the leaves of their branches, they look in awe at the endless column of troops, houses, and engines of war passing across the desert plain towards the distant gates. And I'll just note that no one seems to notice these walking trees.
Okay, I'm back. So,
just in time.
So imagine, so Ninja, let me hear your take. So Carrie Fisher, like if it takes like about 5 years or so to get this script financed after it's written, Carrie Fisher as Galadriel.
Keep in mind, this is young Carrie Fisher. Like
I know. In concept, it would be fine, right? In concept, but knowing this script, she must be eating a lot of drugs to accept this role.
We'd get to see her naked.
We did that in Return of the Jedi, and she looked very, very good.
Hold her.
Yeah, Codex. Here's a fun fact. The bit, even though this bit would probably be in the Return of the King, it actually took place during Two Towers.
Oh, Raquel Welch. Actually, Raquel Welch would not be a bad one, since that actually would not. Yeah, that's actually.
Yeah, but in concept, fine. It's just knowing the script.
Yeah.
Sorry. No.
To every recreational junkies. That makes a whole lot of sense.
So basically, he was screamingly stoned when he wrote the Council of Elrond and the whole Lothlorien bit. Is that what we're thinking?
That and eliciting prostitutes.
Probably.
Probably, or something. No comment. Something was going on. That was not according to St. Matthew, as the Romans say.
Yep. Okay. Any paragraphs?
Frodo's up. Whoever wants to be Frodo.
Poor Boromir. I hope he gets back to Minas Tirith in time to meet this onslaught.
Oh no, we have a montage coming up. Okay.
Wait, this is the first montage.
There might have been one earlier.
No, there isn't. There wasn't.
There was a lot of later earlier. I don't think that counts. I think there was something. There was something going on when Frodo was looking around at Almond Hen. I'm not sure. I don't think there was.
No, this is a traditional montage.
Yeah, I don't think that was an actual montage. This one's an actual. This one actually says montage on it. So montage.
Wait, are they literally montaging through the? Oh my goodness, they are. They're montaging through most of the events of Return of the King.
Apparently.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we do need to get on to the Aragorn Eowyn sex scene.
Cringe.
What?
Speaking of prostitutes, the magical brothel scene that got dropped from the script was Roscoe Pallenberg's idea, says Reed Mason. Yes, I actually read from that bit earlier on.
No.
We had some fun with that. Like Frodo makes Kama Sutra like arousing sounds.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Eowyn sex scene.
Yeah, we'll have fun with that too.
Oh no!
Oh yeah.
The hell is going on with this montage?
Montage converging on minutes.
Simple dragon. Take most of the Return the King and smash it together. Just breeze through it.
I just read the first paragraph, and the ending is
Something special.
Night. Okay, montage converging on Minas Tirith. Day/night. Night. Shadowfax gallops along the high rim of a hill with Gandalf's cloak streaming out behind, and Pippin's face peers out at the night. Behind them, clouds scud across the moon. The horse appears to have left the ground and to be leaping through the sky.
What? So
You know
you're
why?
just making a bit of like him jumping, leaping. Just say the horse leaps across the sky.
No, I'm thinking I'm thinking about the scene from like E.T. or something where he's like jumping across the moon or something on a bicycle.
Yep, you know why he's leaping is he just saw a vision of Galadriel naked, and the horse is turned on too.
No.
I would.
Count, how could you?
Oh yeah,
You were the
Codex.
chosen one of that.
Oh, and Codex. There should have been more montages, especially at the beginning.
Probably, yeah.
Like,
Is this gonna be one of those montages where it's kind of a weird soundtrack to it?
well, duh.
Oh, almost certainly. He wanted acid rock to be the background music in this film.
Oh boy.
And he wanted to hire Ringo Starr for it.
Got to pay the dues if you want to sing the blues, and you know it don't come easy.
No.
Night. A host of orcs coils slowly towards the great gates. Across the desert plain of Mordor, a deep red glow issues from the joints in the armor of the Uruk captains, casting a ghastly light, I think you mean ghostly light, across the hordes. He has a good vocabulary, but sometimes he does weird things with words. He has a large vocabulary anyway, but sometimes he does weird things to words. Night. Aragorn, followed by the rangers of the north, rides through an ancient battlefield. Frodo is standing his saddle, arms raised in salute. He calls out a deep, wordless cry. In response, the dead, men and elves, rise up, ripping open their graves. They stagger to their feet. The living corpses limp behind the horsemen. The army of the dead has been gathered.
We're skipping this bit. We're already just breezing through it. No explanation.
That's the thing. There was no setup for the army of the dead thing at all in the script so far. He's doing it, but there was nothing to set it up, so people won't know what is going on.
Just like Game of Thrones, that's great.
Yeah, also Balerion, because we haven't met with Aragorn. We haven't hung out with Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli for a while.
Yeah, that's true too.
We spent 30 pages not with them not involved at all.
A pity. We missed the Legolas Gimli romance.
Damn.
I know.
Don't worry, we'll get a dwarf orphan elf gay relationship in Rings of Power, probably.
Well, that'll be a riot.
Yeah, that'll be a riot, and my freaking floor will be covered in vomit.
That's sort of a riot.
Cleanup process can be a riot.
Oh yeah.
All right, so Dawn. So
let's see. Aragorn and Arwen embrace in sweet sweat love to one end. Arwen was frightful that Aragorn's sword wouldn't go all the... No comment!
What?
All the
Where?
way, but Aragorn's sword went in all the way, helped but the lubricant in the chill. He had the morning, however, for
What
both
are
parties
you
was very
reading?
spicy. I'm waiting for the chat.
okay. So Dawn, like, just please.
She's 13 years old.
And besides,
No more.
just stop. Okay.
There was a bit, but Space Junk had a bit in the in the Discord too about Lothlorien, but I don't think we have time to read that now. Maybe we can read it later. All about how Lothlorien is all about lust because they.
Oh
both
my
live in
goodness.
hell.
Oh.
Oh no!
No comment. Only Zool.
Oh God! God help us! At least it'll be Eowyn though. Spoiler. Dawn.
God.
Dawn. Legolas runs from branch to branch through a dark forest, calling out. He climbs into the higher branches and emerges above the foliage. Over the verdant expanse of leaves, I think, no, he's spelled it right. Expanse of leaves, other tree elves appear, responding to Legolas's summons. Day. Gimli gallops up to the opening of a great pit and rides.
No.
Hey, I got a question. What is Gimli's ride? Is he riding a horse or a goat?
A rabbit, probably. What did
Oh,
they read?
no.
What did they ride in? Actually, he rode a stag, didn't they, in the Hobbit films?
No.
Grundle rode a stag, but they wrote goats, the dwarves.
Mountain goats. And except for King Dane, he'd ride on a giant boar.
Okay, so there wasn't a stag. I thought.
Yes, there
an
was.
elf.
Thranduil.
Okay.
Not a dwarf. No
Okay,
dwarves
fair
wore
enough.
stags.
Okay. So it wasn't off. I wasn't wrong. I was just off.
Yeah.
Oh
So
man,
like
this
Grundle
one's
rode
rather
like an
juicy.
elk, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was an elk, yeah.
Yeah, and rides around the brink, calling out his ancient tongue. From the bottom of the pit, no comment, emerging out of burrowings, squinting like moles, dwarves look up and cheer. They toss their
Oh my
axes and
God.
clamber up.
I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy hole. Diggy hole.
Yeah.
I'm a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy hole. Digging a hole.
That's
Yeah,
not
that was
real.
Gimli's war cry.
So
That's not a real
dwarves
song, is
are
it?
essentially
Oh,
mole
yes, it is,
people.
actually. It is. Like, it started off as like a Minecraft joke, and then it evolved to the point where a metal band made a cover of it. And it's awesome.
This makes me want to play Minecraft instead of doing this.
But Minecraft doesn't have. Does Minecraft have Galadriel sex scenes?
You can make one.
Oh, okay, cool.
The power of mods is rather infinite.
Day, the hosts pass through the great gates, which are shaped like a monstrous mouth. They spew out onto the Pelennor fields. The city of Minas Tirith lies before them on the horizon. Day, Theoden gallops at the head of a great company of the riders of Rohan. He sees another company of riders charging against him. It is led by Eomer. With his sword drawn, Eomer comes to a hurtling halt in front of Theoden. Eomer leaps onto his father's horse and embraces him passionately.
I get it, but you're trying to sell like as an emotional moment, but no.
There's been no build up. I don't buy it. This is
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
him.
Man, if only we had extra time to set this part up. If
No, we need that
only.
sex scene. Hold on a minute.
I mean,
If
Passion is-
only we didn't have to deal with the glacier pace.
yeah, passionately is not quite the right word. I mean, I know what he's trying to say, but passionately is the wrong word. Like
There's a
with deep-
lot of passion going to go on after this battle. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah, it gets hot.
I know, especially Mordor. It gets crazy there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Or-
it's
But funny enough, the orcs are they don't do anything at all.
we are the pirates who don't do anything.
We just stay home and lie around. And if you ask us to do anything, we'll just tell you we don't do anything.
And Codex says to stop with the sex. Stop with the sex, he says.
Codex? James Knight?
Sorry,
No.
we're not doing it. He is.
We will talk about the sex until the sex is done.
We need to find. Unfortunately, I don't have a hammer to bonk this script to sensibility to be more sensible.
Or send it to horny jail.
It's kind of like a replica, and Noble Commando wrote this on a fever dream.
Oh.
That is unfortunately not inaccurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Day, a column of orcs advances along a dusty trail in Mordor. Something attracts their attention. They turn to look. Breaking into howls, they rush towards ellipses. It's too bad that Flinty chap is he's really
Desert Plain.
funny with the ellipses.
You think like the actual scene is just like a random desert with some bad effects applied to it to make it look like all dark and evil?
Oh, don't. And the orcs are like the ones from Ralph Bakshi's orcs.
Oh
The orcs
god,
are
their
just-
giant noses and their weird proportions. They're in like live action settings, so they're weird costume things.
They're basically wearing bizarre prosthetics or something. They're wearing obviously fake large noses and fake green ears. They probably have might have green makeup or might not.
I would love to see the behind the scene photos just to see the original.
Yeah,
It's
Were
like
there
it's
ever
like you
any?
see an actor before he puts his helmet on, he just looks miserable. Like, I can't believe I'm doing this.
Unfortunately, I don't think we didn't even reach the point of they were filming for us. Sadly,
Yeah, but so ellipses is towards Frodo and Sam, who looked at each other dismay.
yeah.
No gay butt sex tonight.
So someone else can start narrating now.
Okay.
All right, Sam.
All right, it's run for it, Mr. Frodo.
Who wants to do that part?
I'm playing Frodo, so
Ah, fuck me.
Okay, I'll
All right,
take-
but what? All right. Prepare for broken record person to start talking. All right, maybe I should do it in a regular voice, not the gay voice. They toss away their branches and run. The screaming orcs pursue them.
add the Scooby Doo
They
sound
turn
effects.
away That happens for each a canal and are brought to a stop at the edge of the canal. Hold on, you fucked me up there. So the canal is filled with noisome.
Yeah, it's noisome.
Noisome brown liquid which flows and swirls down towards the tower with slurping, sucking. Oh my god!
What the fuck?
Slurping and sucking sounds.
Slurping and
Stab hesitate because they remembered the last time they had sex together. They're posed by the smell.
So the tower is literally getting the crappers. Okay.
Without the smell, but the orcs are catching up with them.
Nothing else! Forward some!
They jumped in and started swimming in the poo.
Is that what it says?
No, that's the implication.
The current immediately.
Noisome brown liquid which flows and swirls. Oh, that sounds.
The current immediately sucks them down the stream as they struggle for the opposite bank. I have such a dirty mind. I can't even hold this. I can't even read this properly. Oh God. The orcs stand on the edge of the canal, screaming with delight, waving to the hobbits as they are swept away. Frodo and Sam are drowning. Frodo and Sam are drawn down. Okay, then. Everything's so blurry. Are drawn down so rapidly that the orcs are so out of sight, or soon out of sight. English. They struggle desperately to swim across, but make little progress, and soon become preoccupied merely with staying afloat. Whirlpools eddy about them, dragging them under the butthole.
No!
Can you scroll down a bit? I think I have a... Thank you. The Great Tower scars up. What? Why did you phrase it that way?
Soars up, I think it is.
Oh, okay, because my stream is a lot more blurry, so it looks like it's like a C.
Yeah, it is blurry. It's the type font. It's hard to read typewriter font.
The Great Tower soars up out of the formations of lava rocks, which are shaped like angry waves breaking against its mighty structure.
There's angry again.
There's those angry waves. They have like frowny faces and they're trying to smash against them.
They have like the faces. They have the face of the Monster House from the movie Monster House.
But this time it's no. But we need the cameras to focus in on the angry faces of the waves because these performances.
What I'm seeing is like a bunch of angry face emojis in the waves now.
Space Junk. This is not in the book, as far as I remember.
I think this is a vague similarity to the what is it? The stuff in Mordor, but I don't. Where Sam and Frodo are trying to get to Mordor, but I legitimately have no idea.
Yeah, geez, it would have been nice if they had cloaks that gave them camouflage. Too bad. I wonder what happened to those cloaks.
Oh yeah, they burned up because Gandalf is a moron.
Yes, Gandalf is actually not Valyrian, Elvish for moron, but you didn't know that. You knew that already.
Damn. Okay. The canal flows into the foundations of the tower, passing through a massive iron grill. Really, it's like an actual grill where you cook food on for some reason. It's just there.
Wait, what? Are they in the tower?
Oh, okay. It's grill with an E, so it's like one of those weird, like iron network things that you sometimes see in prisons or something.
Oh, we'll go back up a bit. Hold on.
Yeah, so that's what that is.
The cloud floats in the foundation of the tower. Okay, the grill. They try to hang on to the ironwork, but are dragged inside into a large, dark, circular cavern that is a butthole. There, the gluttonous water coverage in a huge fronting whirlpool. The hobbits are hurled into this orbit. Oh, around the planet, I guess. Weird wording.
Is that what it
Crying
said?
out
Ooh.
with terror. They can barely keep afloat. A gleam of hope appears. They notice that a thin, silvery wire that hangs down from the darkness above. It swings lazily. What the hell?
Lazily?
Yeah, it's a very lazily wire, didn't you know?
It's a uvula.
This is a very anthropomorphic universe they live in.
No.
And also Deus Ex Machina.
It then just touching the water, whose force twitches it from the side to side.
That sounds hot.
I know, that's what you do. You go side to side when you're doing the thing.
No comment, but yes.
Turn all around. like twist that pop it, turn it.
Oh no.
Sam struggles towards it, but it keeps eluding him, almost teasing. The fuck? It flips across in front of Frodo. What is this paragraph? It's just, what is happening? He sees it hauling himself up, and he gets above the water and ties the end of the round his waist. Then he swings onto it. He passes over Sam, who grabs his feet.
No comment.
Is that just me, or is that what hard to read?
Yeah, it looks.
Because I don't know. Because I feel like when I read, I feel like a retard. To their surprise, huh?
The TypeScript is kind of hard to read because it's kind of faint.
To their surprise, they find themselves ascending. They clutch the tough, thin cord, burning their hands as they are drawn up into the darkness above, through a rough opening in the open cavern. So it's a very thin cord, and how the hell are they holding onto it? I don't know. Fucking physics, I guess. An INT upper cavern day.
So it must be interior then.
This new cavernous space is also a little hacked out rock, again circular, following a shape of the tower. The walls are rough here and there. The rocks have been shaped into steps. Okay. They let go of the strand and dropped gracefully onto the solid ground, wet and exhausted. Well, that's because they had too much butt sex. Vapors rise up through the hole. They cough and choke. Oh god, too much weed, I guess.
That's like too much of something. They've been smoking too much of something.
Around them, they can't just make out the rotting bones and skeletons. They can just make out the rotting bones and skeletons. Who pulled us up, do you think? Friend or foe? Oh no, this is probably the spider, isn't it, somehow?
Oh.
Who pulled us up, do you think? Friend or foe? I doubt we have a friend in this place.
This is going to be a lot more than the story.
Oh, shoot. I doubt we have a friend in this place. Okay, there we go. I fixed it. They have drawn their swords. Gross. Very gross. This is not the time, you faggots. They look around anxiously. I know it says like anxiously, but so the way it's tight, it's like almost incomprehensible. Sometimes moves above them. Something moves above them. They look up. On the same strand, a huge spider. Whoa!
Oh, Shelob showed up.
Predicted that, huh?
Shelob is here.
Yay, Sheila, the regular spider, not the weird lady version from the.
Oh,
You would do that.
Is this the point where I should tell you that there actually was someone who theorized that Sam stabbing Sheila represented the penetration of the female?
I imagine there are some idiotic people that believe that. Yes.
There
Maggie?
was an actual essay back in the day, or article, or monograph, or something, where someone was saying that, among other things. I think they said some weird things about Moria too. I think Moria was like no comment.
Yeah.
They're just horny, okay? They're just justifying they're horny.
God, Noble's written all over this.
Nothing gets hornier than horny academia.
What the hell is this wording? The Shelob? It's like a subspecies, not even a person or a being.
Apparently, yeah. Apparently, she's using. Yeah, that's odd. That's very odd.
Yeah.
The Shelob, it's lowering itself towards them. Okay, so it's not even a name of a thing. It's just a thing.
It's actually a lady. I mean, it's meant to be a lady. It's very rude to call her it.
Yeah, I know. Is lowering itself towards them.
It's a lady. It's a creature of darkness. I can disrespect that as much as I want.
Don't be so bigoted.
Nah, I'm okay with it.
Is lowering itself the spider tightens and alights and scutters at them. What was that word? Alights?
Alights?
The word?
Yes, alights. Just lands. Alights.
Okay. Scuttles at them. The thrust out head presents two Greek clusters. What? Oh, the thrust out head. Okay.
No.
The thrust out head. Huh?
No.
What the hell? Oh my god! What is the concept art of this thing?
No.
Oh god! I didn't catch that. Oh, gross. That's nasty. All right, the thrust out head presents two great clusters of eyes, and under them a potential jaw, a pointed jaw. The body is vast, floating back, swaying and swagging. What a swagger! Between hairy legs, still.
This is really gross.
The Shelob is black.
Admittedly.
Is black except for the underbelly, which is pale and luminous.
It's also kind of gross in the book.
Sam, unable to talk, is tugging at Frodo's arm. Sam, that is not your hand, isn't it?
No. Okay.
Is anybody doing Frodo?
Frodo?
Oh, sorry.
No, go first. So.
It's no use, Sam. Stand and fight.
Wait a minute. I thought Frodo was I guess the sequence can be different. Frodo promptly charges the Shelob, which is now only a few feet away. Frodo lets out a great cry. He makes a sudden lunge and plunges Sting into one of the clusters of eyes.
This is indecent.
The spider shudders and draws back Convulsively, goddamn. I need to improve my English. Frodo, perhaps encouraged by this, or made lightheaded by privation and terror, recklessly rushes forward and its head and is raised now and out of Frodo's range. He slashes at one of the legs and manages to sever it. He turns to Sam for approval.
He turns to Sam for approval? What? Did I do a good job, Sam? What do you think, Sam? Did I do a good job?
Yay, please clap. I need my helmet.
It's even worse. It's about to get way worse.
Oh, God.
Okay. I shall slay it, Sam. I am the Lord of the Ring for you, Galadriel. I am the eternal simp.
Well, this is a romantic moment in the story.
Oh, God.
So basically, he's slashing at this hairy-legged bloating thing that with heads and stuff like that. He's slashing at it for the purpose of the lady of his love, who he had a screaming lust affair with earlier.
This is like what happens with Noble, if like Noble was in the movie. I need to sip for my anime girl. Rarg.
No, correction. It has to be a tomboy.
Oh, okay.
Tomboy anime girl.
Frodo is in a state of iteration. He slashes faintly at the Shelob's head. The Shelob's. Fucking, I can't get over that. Which is well out of range. The spider looks playfully down at the tiny figure confronting it. Why can't you just write this in regular English?
Balefully. I think that it's fine-ish, but it's not terribly good.
Like, this is just a script explaining things. Like, do you really need all these elaborate words?
I think it's fine, I guess, but it's kind of, I think that this is probably like about the same, since like if you read like a book, they still use prose like this.
Yeah, the word, I think the use of the word balefully is fine. There's maybe the only thing is there's a little bit too much narration to dialogue in the script.
Perhaps I need to update my prose. Maybe that's more of a me thing.
Well, you are, like, by your own admission, mostly illiterate.
Yeah.
To be fair, you're dead too, so hey.
Frodo, you are the Lord of the Ring. Oh, it's not a meme. This is an actual line. Karma Sutra maggot. Why?
The Kama Sutra Maga Enchantress, he says. Did you highlight that one?
Yes, I did.
Good.
So good. Basically down at the tiny figure, confronting it. Mucus oozes from...
Mucus.
Oh, okay. I'm just terrible at reading. Mucus oozes from the wounded eye, forming into huge tears. Mucus. When would that be mucus?
Mucus is misspelled a bit. It shouldn't have the O in it because it's a noun, so it shouldn't have the O.
Forming into huge tears, giving it a diceful look.
Doleful, sad.
Doleful. I am not the one to be reading this. With a sudden, unexpected movement, it cuts off Frodo's proud boast. Its head dips down towards him, and a narrow...
Oh, hey, Genghis!
That was
a narrow lunge with a sharp point stabs out, accurately stinging Frodo in the neck. Oh, he's fucking dead, I guess.
Clearly. Who was that?
He's probably going to be unconscious.
If it's like a giant spider like we've seen in the Jackson films, he has a giant fucking hole in his neck and he's fucking dead.
Look, it's going to be conveniently small.
Oh, okay.
For the sake of plot.
Frodo is caught in an arrogant stance, sword arm afloat, left hand held behind to balance him. The stinging seems to freeze him in that posture for a long moment. He throws a fearful look at Sam, and then crumples into a heap. Sam lets out a cry of agony and rage. Without taking thought, he charges the Shelob, snatching up Sting from where it fell. He springs under the arches of its legs and slashes at the staggering underbelly.
No comment.
The hide is thick and pitted, and although the blade cuts deep, no blood spills. The Shelob feels the pain. It arches up from the sword and sinks down as though it crushes Sam. To crush Sam.
Scroll down.
Scroll down, please. To the next paragraph. Sam holds Sting high above his head. And... where'd it go? Oh, okay, there we go. Stam holds Sting high above his head, and as the belly descends, the blade goes in under his own weight. A green liquid spouts and force from the wound. The harder it passes down, the deeper plunges the blade. Hold on. Was that just me, or is it structured weird? The harder it presses down, the deeper plunges the blade. Sam is forced to seize it then on his back, and still he holds Sting, which is now sunk out in... God damn. Sunk out in...
Do you want me to take over?
Yes, please. I am... Obviously, you can tell I'm just terrible at this.
It's okay. It's fine to be illiterate.
Well, he is a dragon.
Also, he's dead.
SJWs get away with it all
Lord of
the
the
time.
Rings, I shouldn't be.
SJWs get away with illiteracy all the time.
Oh, God. What, I don't see what culture wars have to do with anything. Can we just get on with this, please?
Oh, I just enjoy mocking these people. Because
Yeah.
they ruin most of my favorite media.
Well, okay, but it's not very relevant. This is back in 1970. There weren't any SJWs back then.
Well, I'm just making an observation that most of them are illiterate now.
We're dealing with worse here.
I feel like I need to go back to literacy school. I'm just adult when it comes to writing things out loud.
No, just read.
This is why I do scripted videos, so I can keep redoing my takes until I sound good.
Just read stuff. Read more stuff.
Indeed.
All right. Okay. Just as he is being crushed to death, the Shelob makes a hissing sound, shudders, and lifts her belly. The Shelob retreats, withdrawing into a dark hole in the wall, leaving a trail of green-yellow slime. Okay. Sam crawls to where Frodo lies. Okay. Sam, please.
Master! Hello?
Yeah.
Frodo's face is still in white. Sam lays his head on his master's face, and then on his breast, and finds no stirring alive. He rubs Frodo's hands.
You don't actually have to do Morgan Freeman if you don't want to.
I am doing it because it's funny.
Okay.
Bad Morgan Freeman. On Juneteenth.
All that way,
Frodo! Mr. Frodo!
Oh, sorry. Go for it.
Frodo! Mr. Frodo! Don't leave me here alone!
Sam becomes angry and jumps up, smiting the air resting, shouting incoherent threats at the Shelob, which has fled into the dark recesses of the cave.
All this way for nothing.
At last he weeps. You know, Changus, I'm gonna do it now just to annoy you. For someone who doesn't know that Sonic can't swim.
And your plan is to blackmail this person? Good luck.
Changus is a friend of mine, so he's giving crap. And at last he weeps, making no sounds, but the sobs racking his body and the tears falling onto Frodo's cold face. As he cries, he composes the body, crossing the hands and closing the eyes.
I can't leave you, and I can't take you. What happens if the enemy finds you with that thing on you? Well, that's the end of all of us then. The Shire and everything.
Sam recovers himself and his face grows grim and determined.
There's only one thing to do, Mr. Frodo. Sorry, one thing for it, Mr. Frodo. We came to do a job. Try and finish it.
Very gently, he undid the clasp of the chain around Frodo's neck and pulls the ring from under his tunic. He kisses Frodo's forehead and rises up, putting the chain about his own neck. I know this was Aragorn did it in Fellowship of the Ring in the Peter Jackson films, but this is extremely gay.
What is?
Kissing on the top of the forehead.
Oh, okay.
The gay implications just keep on coming.
At least it wasn't on the mouth like Aragorn and Boromir.
No comment.
So I'm the last. Goodbye, Mr. Frodo, sir. Forgive me, but I'll take Sting too.
Sam's
He's gonna
eyes
miss all that gay sex.
brim with tears.
Sam's eyes brim with tears, and he turns abruptly away and makes off, looking for a way off. Sting glows. Sam hears the clattering of iron-shod feet on stone coming from above. He slips into the shadows and looks up. Down the circular wall come a band of orcs.
We have a person in the back room wanting to come on.
You people have no imagination.
Oh no! Oh no!
You dare challenge me?
You dare challenge me, mortal?
This is a frightening moment in the story.
Ugh.
I had Frodo die. Funny moment.
Wouldn't it be right if there were a laugh track when Frodo died?
It would be funny.
Oh, the world is celebrated.
Anyways, where are we?
Sting glows. No, down the circular wall.
Down the circular wall come a band of orcs. He sees now that the rough rocks of the wall
Conceal,
thank you. Conceal a spiraling flight of steps. The rock typo right there. Where was the typo right there?
I'm not the only one.
And it's all in caps. The rocks.
Rocks carry the red flares and red flares. Really?
A rock is actually a large giant bird.
Huh.
A mythical giant bird, I should add.
And as usual, they make a great deal of noise, shouting and screaming in a their harsh tongue. They quickly spot Frodo and scroll down, please. Done. Thank you.
Yes.
Frodo and point in great excitement. Sam can barely restrain himself from bursting out upon them as they approach the body.
Gross.
Sorry?
Were you like masturbating next to him?
Let's
Just
go
on the
with
script.
yes.
No comment.
Yes. They stand over Frodo, angrily arguing. One of them One of them makes a search of the body, and Sam whines as the clawed fingers explode Frodo's flesh.
Oh no.
Winces.
What the fuck did I just read?
Winces.
Jesus
What the hell is happening?
I know, right?
Flesh.
So they're doing a strip search.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is steamy hot moment.
And one
in
that
the
puts
story.
the finger up his butthole to
Stop
make sure
it.
the one ring wasn't there.
We don't need to go into the details. Let's just say that yes.
They did the straight stretch, and Frodo was choking. They then stirring groans.
No comment.
Yes.
All right, Sam.
So who is Sam? I should have guessed. A spider's bite, it only stuns its prey. Now what shall I do?
Oh god.
Your Sam is like a gorilla.
You sound like fucking cold.
You sound like Tarzan. I am Sam, Lord of Pies. No, Lord of Pan.
Lord of Japan.
Don't trust man, people. Don't trust man.
Anyway, I should
Only
have guessed.
kind.
Spider's bite, it only stuns its prey. Now what shall I do?
Hold on.
The orcs lifts Frodo onto their shoulders and climbed back up the way they came. Sam is caught in even the worst dilemma.
An even worse dilemma.
Yes, because
Now
that's
what?
English for you.
Do I go on alone? Or try and help the master? My job is to serve the ring bearer. But Sam, you're the ring bearer now.
He struggles with the problem for the moment. Then his heart triumphs over his head, and he hurries to the steps and stealthily follows the orcs.
Damn, fucking, this guy sounds like a real fucking dimwit.
Does sound the way, yes. Hey, can you just go over it, please? Thank you. The ascending steps led up to a heavy iron grill which covered a hole in the roof. That is very bad insulation, I'll say that much. Oh, God, anyway. The orcs carry...
There's Mordor, so hey.
That's true, very true. The orcs carry Frodo, passing through, and the grills as they swing back into the place with clattering
Finality.
Finality, thank you. Sam blinks up through the bars in the blackest despair. He sinks down onto a step, cold and weary. His body began to shiver, and a few strange sobbing work through their way up to. Thank you. Gandalf and Pippin mounted Shadowfax. That is wrong in so many ways, but that's a different story.
No!
Yeah, if you stick around, this is gonna keep happening.
Yes, indeed. Anyway.
I'm coming, Mr. Frodo.
All right, we gotta go.
Yeah,
You
all
have
right.
some
Yeah,
white
sorry.
milk coming out your way.
We've gone over like 10 pages or something.
Yes, indeed. Anyway, galloping across the broken plains, scarred by years of battle. It was dusty and barren, covered in rotting bodies and rusted armor. Ahead are a great gate of Minas Tirith.
Wait. So John Boorman makes Middle Earth that people are stupid enough not to clean the battlefield.
Apparently so, yes.
Yeah, it's stupid in general.
Yeah.
people would clean the battlefield after battles, even if it's on the opposing side. Because, disease.
Nah.
You
Want
can
to
find
use
armor.
And the
And armor.
You know,
plain
just
unpleasantry
in
of
the
it all.
70s, no one fought clearly back then.
Except for
You
George,
can find some
apparently.
armor
George
on
looked at it,
battlefields, and it's reusable.
Yes, indeed. Anyway, he pointed out the Nazgul, who is but a distant speck trailing along a plummet of dust. And, thank you. And also heading for the gate. Go down, please. The captain of the gate sees Gandalf approaching through a slit in the wall, trying to tear down the wall. Apparently, he turns towards a figure sloped over a bench in darkness of a small chamber. The figure was regularly dressed, a crown hanging at his wrist, and his hands is a sword. He looked in. His look is crazy. His eyes sore from much crying. The chamber.
It's a John Boorman self-insertion. That's why he looks crazed.
That is very true. Anyway,
So
the chamber is an armory, and on the walls are weapons. No shit, dumbass. Anyway, which glinted in the candlelight. The many points of the sword and spears covered
Converge. Menacingly.
Thank you. Over the figure's head. That is a weird place to put weapons there. I'll say that much.
What is this? Was this the inspiration for the Game of Thrones throne?
That would make too much sense. It's the 70s.
I don't think so. Since this isn't a throne room, it's a dude in an armory.
Wouldn't it be a riot if Gurm had been inspired by the script all along and writing Song of Ice and Fire? So, Lord Denethor, it is not your son Boromir. I fear it is but Vanadel.
Denethor rises jerkily from his seat.
No comment.
God damn it.
What would you expect?
So, if somebody who's brave enough should go out and make a tally of how many sex jokes there are in this fucking series.
Probably too many for count. Anyway, Shadowfax comes hastily to a halt. Thank you. To a halt in the front of the gate. The soldiers cheered from the walls.
Gandalf has come. The White Rider has come. No comment.
Oh, we're bringing race into this already. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
It's all that white privilege that's making Gandalf such an asshole, I guess.
So wait, Gondorians are
Gandalf careened Hercule jerkily out of sight.
But in order for that joke to work, it's like, oh, you're saying that the Gondorians are.
It does seem that way, yes. Anyway, the guards climbed into the treadmill device that opens the gate. That is weird. What is Radagast going to show up or something?
He shows up with his rabbits, and the rabbits are on the treadmill.
A fucking treadmill device. I would really love to see the concept of this fucking thing.
Are they just saying that the giant wheel that people can run inside to produce power? Or
they need Husker Rabbits Ninja. That's what they need.
Yeah.
No, I just imagine like it's like an actual treadmill like you would use for exercising. Like some guy in full plate armor just running.
That does seem wise, actually. Yeah, that does seem right.
Clank, 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 clank.
They just have like this overly long, like basically treadmill because it's the only times they can't strike it. So they're just caught. Like a bunch of them are running to go fast.
Oh yeah, it's like a whole platoon, like a bunch of platoon of knights in full armor.
Treadmill
just running.
platoon, begin.
You just hear a bunch of clanging.
And by the way, they're all having to run, much like the Flash from the DCAU.
Like, who's like the
Anyway,
Flash?
I'll continue. But
Hold on a minute, I got something to say. So, like, as a side gag, like, all right, open the portcullis, and then you like the people are talking in the background, and then you just hear this clanging in the background because someone's opening the gate again.
It's much like having a conversation and somebody has a jet flying over.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll continue. But Denethor appears from the gatehouse, and waves them away. He peers at Gandalf through the cracks of which has opened in the gate.
Who's Gandalf?
Oh,
Wait,
okay, hold on. Open the gates. The Nazgul rides. Alright, there we go.
Gandalf is close to the gate, and so only inches away from Denethor. Gandalf is staring where he hears Denethor, startled when he hears Denethor's voice in his ear. How close is he? Jesus.
No comment.
Yeah.
The Nazgul is always with us, but darker days the hour that you have come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scroll, please.
Gandalf is disconcerted, and peers through the cracks as at the narrow silver of Denethor's face. Wow. Okay.
Sliver.
Anyway, thank you, Sliver. Thank you. His discomfort is further increased by his anxiety for the Nazgul. He has drawn nearer. Anyway, I have a question that's up here all day. Anyway, he puts on a brave show as Jesus Christ? He puts on as brave a show as he can, despite Denethor's proximity. He continues as loud, rhetorical voice.
Hail, Lord of Gondor, Steward of Minas Tirith, I bring glad tidings. Even now the riders of Rohan gallop to your aid.
No, he didn't say it. I bring you glad tidings of great joy. There is a babe in Bethlehem being born.
For our this morning in the city of David, a savior who is Christ the Lord. This will be a sign unto you. Wait, what? Oh, we can't do that? We can't bring Christian themes at all? Because it's Lord of the Rings is too explicit? Okay, fine.
Yep, sorry, we're doing sex scenes instead. Sorry.
We're now preaching the gospel of the religion of butts. I can't remember that long name. Like ophthalmology.
May I introduce to you the Book of
You
Mormon?
know, the funniest thing ever. Like it's like we see like Frodo and Sam finally make it to like Mount Doom, and we just cut to a scene. They're just fucking right at the edge.
Christ.
Well, they did do a parody. There's a parody online where instead of being called Mount Doom, it's called Mount Viagra.
Christ.
I didn't make that up.
It's just called Mount.
No comment.
I was saying meant simp. Anyway, I'll continue. I'll do Denethor next, actually. Anyway, some of the guards cheered at the news, but Denethor's manner subdued them. His mad eyes fixed Gandalf through the crack. I got a
I got a perfect voice for this. Then Theodore is a fool. Theodore is the old fool, see?
Oh, pardon me. I was.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Do you mind if I do Denethorn's?
Yeah, sure. Go on.
You can go on narrating. Sorry. Then Theoden, the old fool, gallops to his death. Wizard, you stole my son. Give him back.
That I cannot.
Oh no!
I cannot. Oh, hi, Mark.
Then he is dead.
Denethor groans, but his face through the crack is strangely lacking in expression. He is still giving no sign for the gate to be opened. Gandalf cast an apparition glare. Sorry.
Apprehensive.
Yeah, apprehensive.
Thank you. Apprehensive glare at the Nazgul. I am so.
What are these? Are they literally standing right at him? Like, what the hell is he talking about the Nazgul?
I guess there's a window or something.
No, it's like that thing in old things, right? It's just getting closer and closer, right? Each time he just looks.
They're just having this conversation, and you're having like this obvious threat. It's like, look, it's staring at us.
It's right next to me. Open the doors.
Well, it's not totally on you yet, so we can hold off a little while.
Hold on, my pager ring.
So who's getting now, sorry.
Lord Denethor, this halfling witnessed brave Boromir's glorious death.
By the way,
speak up.
That is also an insult to Tolkien. Another insult because would not say, "Hey, let's recount the glorious death." No, he.
Oh, I see.
Okay, see, let me do a Gandalf's voice. That was me doing Gandalf's voice in George Lucas style.
Okay, so, well, we were on this raft.
Gandalf glares at Pippin and jabs him with his finger. Pippin what? Why would he? What? Oh,
whatever. Yes. I stood beside the mighty warrior as he blew the horn, but no help came. Only orcs.
Apparently a jingle as well.
Apparently, we're all being harassed by telemarketers right now.
Apparently so.
Apparently.
Or just plain scammers.
Yeah, that too.
Hey, did you know that your car insurance is past due, even though you don't have a car?
That was just my mom. I only got like 15 minutes before I had to head out to pick up my sister.
Oh, telemarketer?
No. It's just it's the quickest way to get my attention.
Hence, she's a telemarketer.
Could be. I mean, people are
right.
Okay, so only more orcs. So next page.
Oh, Jesus. Denethor's eyes filled with tears. Gandalf is encouraging by Pippin success, but it is still anxious about the approaching of the Nazgul. How far is this Nazgul? Jesus!
It's kind of going in slow motion, like the White Walkers in Game of Thrones season 7, where they're just sort of slowly marching across the.
Yeah, it does seem that way.
Quiet.
The Nazgul are fast and slow at the same time.
It does seem that way.
Balerion, I will throw an ice javelin at you. You better be careful.
How are you going to do that? You're a dragon.
I can figure it out. I have some.
Instead of breathing blue fire, he breathes ice javelins.
Oh,
I have evolved.
Yikes!
That misses all the time except for another dragon. So
you're the bone dragon then.
Well, anyway,
Oh,
okay,
it's
so all right, so Denethor,
More!
Okay.
More! Tell more.
Gandalf.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this in a George Lucas style. All right, open the gates, and you shall hear everything. There we go.
Your cheap tricks to open the gates. Let the White Rider and the Halfling pass.
That's racist. That's one of the gods. Anyway, the guards jumped on the tree.
Oh my god!
Why would they have a treadmill? Great for the glutes, though. I'll say that much. Anyway, the guards jumped on the treadmill, and the gate began to winch open slowly. The Nazgul
Run faster!
The Nazgul has drawn closer and came to a halt. So what? It's like F-16 or something. Jesus. And the great cloud of dust behind him begins to settle. Sorry. The Nazgul is mounted on a steed which seemed to have no skin. It lives, raw, bleeding flesh exposed.
That's not how the Nazgul work.
I know, right? It's weird. Anyway, under the Nazgul's phone control, the horse quivers, leers, and snorts in anger. The Nazgul calls out in a terrible grating, thank you. Grating, booming voice. Gandalf is about to enter through the open gate, but turns to listen.
Come not between the Nazgul and its prey, or your flesh shall be devoured, and your mind shriveled and left naked to the lidless eye.
Okay, Hannibal.
It does sound like that. Weirdly enough, that is actually from the book. Like that's
really?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's actually from the book. It's slightly edited. It's actually he says that to Eowyn, not anything else. But
yeah, in the extended edition of the film, of the film. Oh yeah, it is to Eowyn in that too. Actually,
we want Aragorn's sex. Eowyn's sex scene.
Anyway, the long trail of dust is settling behind the Nazgul. It reveals hundreds of mounted orcs. Where the hell they come from? Jesus!
And they have
been hiding within it.
They hid it within a cloud of dust. Really?
How?
And the battle is already starting?
Yeah. The orcs charge forward, howling and screaming and galloping madly towards the open gate. You probably should have closed it beforehand, you dumbass.
Well, I need more men on the treadmill.
Wait, the gates? They didn't close the gates?
But they wouldn't let Gandalf in.
But he was already inside.
Well, you see, it makes sense because all the treadmill people got tired.
Must be down. Send in the second squad.
It's just like a bunch of old ladies.
The reserves are the old ladies.
This movie sounds like it would have been an amazing train wreck, and I would have laughed my ass off if I.
Indeed, this would have been nice. Anyway, Shadowfax carrying Gandalf and Pippin both bolted it past the gate into the large square. The square is surrounded by a great wall of iron and stone, in which there are other doors, and which opens on to different parts of the city.
Well, that is from the books.
That is
That is from the books, but the way he puts it is kind of messed up.
yeah. Sounds like Attack on Titan. Anyway, a bet
Scroll up
done.
a bit.
A bet. Thank you. The guards are desperate to turn the treadmill. Christ,
Well, back to the treadmill.
all I can do is just. I have this weird picture in my mind about that, but still, the treadmill to close.
It's like an electric treadmill with like electronics, and it's like a little cable leading up to the door.
Weird. Which slowly starts to swing back into place. Yep, probably should have done that beforehand, but regardless. But the orc horseman comes clashing through the gate. Sorry. Some smashing into them. The orcs who sorry, I'll try that again. The orcs who get through jumped to the ground and attack the guards on the treadmill.
Wait! The treadmill is on ground level, not above the gate?
Also, why did they open up the gate in the beginning?
Oh, so let Gandalf through.
Let Gandalf in, but why didn't they close it?
So were the orcs and Nazgul that fast that as soon as they opened the gate, they just rushed in?
This sounds like the Monty Python sketch in Holy Grail.
Yeah, it really does.
But hurry, guys, we gotta get this quick closed. Sprint! And then the fucking orcs is coming. Yeah.
Ha!
And then you see the orcs just like getting on the treadmill and start opening it and running the opposite direction.
And they're fighting while being on the treadmill. They're all running, but they're fighting at the same time.
It's like this epic battle between Gandalf and like the Nazgul, the king, the leader, and they're having this epic battle on the treadmill.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome, actually.
Even though the mechanical, like, how does this make any mechanical sense?
It's the 70s. It shouldn't.
Go with it.
Yeah, exactly. It's the 70s. Anyway, the orcs' horses run berserk across the square. Sorry. Spreading panic and confusion amongst the soldiers. The various doors began to hustle closed to seal off the square from the city. Probably that's the smartest thing this has done in this part, I have to say, but still. The orcs threw themselves onto the
Oh my god, they're cool. Oh, you know what I need now? We need for Frodo and Galadriel to make out on the treadmill. That's what we need.
No, what we need is to improve the script. We get more time to hang out with the guards on the treadmill squad. Like we learn about their past and all their families.
I think I just realized a new meme was born. I need to start working on this immediately.
Lord the treadmills.
Water real quick.
Okay.
Lord of the treadmills.
Okay, so the orcs throw themselves on the treadmill, trying to reverse its direction and open the gates again. They seem to be succeeding. The gate stops moving. The guards struggle desperately to keep it turning their way.
Wouldn't it be a riot if the treadmill looked like the One Ring and the whole Ashkenaz thing was scribbled on the side?
Yeah. Gandalf rides up on Shadowfax, his sword drawn. Shadowfax reels up and beats the treadmill with his hooves. Hooves are dislodged and his weight helps the treadmill to start turning again. Once again, the gate begins to close. Orcs rush into the gap between the closing gates, jamming them with their bodies. A furious fight ensues to hack and push the bodies away. finally the gates are shut with a clang. Oh man, that sounds like a gory scene.
Probably was.
We should animate
I have
this.
I have to
Actually,
go right now, so
Alright, see ya.
have a good time with this.
Have a riot.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to head out too. I'll be if I get back on time. If you guys are still, I'll rejoin.
Okay.
Have fun.
All right, see ya.
No, this part was a riot. The great battle of our time, the great battle of the treadmill. The great treadmill wars have begun.
So I guess in terms of narrating, because I'm having lunch, it's either Bright Lord.
Where do we leave off?
The door shut with a clang. Is that where we left off?
Yeah, but the door shut with the clang. It's exit battlements above the gates, day/goal gloom.
On the battlements above the gates, Denethor is slouched against the parapet, oblivious to the struggle below. Pippin stands by his side. Below Denethor is the great square, its tumult and confusion, the background to his anguished face. He glares down at Pippin. More, tell me more.
Wait, I'm Denethor.
Oh, okay.
More! Tell me more!
Pippin kneels and offers his sword to Denethor.
No! Please? No. Cut it out.
But he wants it, don't you?
Lord Denethor, accept the modest services of a halfling from the Sire. Denethor takes the sword. I accept Denethor.
Stop. I'm reading
I
Denethor. Unless you really don't want me to read Denethor.
No, I just.
Can I just do one thing real quick?
Sure.
Can I just do one sign? Okay, well, what was it? I accept your statement, man.
Where was that?
I'm doing Denethor as like a 50s crime villain or something.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to do Denethor, then I can do Gandalf or someone else. I can do Gandalf.
I do Gandalf.
No, the Valerian do Gandalf. It's fine.
No.
You can do
But if I just
Eowyn. You can do Eowyn.
Okay.
Step wants to do Denethor. I mean, Gandalf.
Might as well do Maggie at this point.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Don't ever do that again. It would.
Why not, sugar?
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. What did I say? Oh, God, anyway.
Who's doing what?
Denethor throws the sword over the battlements.
But your sword, but not your sword, but your tongue and your memory. You're saying me.
No!
All right, I'll stop now. I'll do the narration now.
No, I'll do it. I'll do it. Okay.
No, I'll do it. That's what my job was.
Okay.
Gandalf, the heart of battle, followed by the captains of Minas Tirith, ascends the battlements, sorry.
Okay, Valerian.
Oh, my Gandalf?
Lord Denethor, the first circle of the city is burning.
Therefore, gaze drifts over the city. The outer wall are on fire. Swarms of orc bowmen clutching fire clusters of burning arrows over the battlements.
What are your commands, Lord and Steward? The men are flying from the walls and leaving them unmanned.
Pippin looks looks out over the battlements towards Moria and sees upon the plains endless palicants. Did I say it?
What's
Legion.
Phalanges? Like
Phalanx.
companies.
I think it's phalanges. Okay.
Yeah.
Just
Anyway.
full of phalanx.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
Sure.
Of orcs and trolls advancing to the beat of the drums and screech of the trumpets. They have trumpets in Mordor? Anyway.
It would appear so.
Yeah, it appears so. They push great machines of water for them. Denethor's gaze is fixed on the burning wall. Pippin, in fear, retreats close to Gandalf. Probably shouldn't, by the way, but either way.
I wouldn't. So who's Denethor?
I don't know. Like,
Am I Denethor now?
Yeah, you want to do that for now? I just want to do the one thing.
And then White, and I guess White can do Gandalf.
Denethor shrugs. I like the way Denethor like shrugs. I don't know why that's funny. Go fight and burn, for burn we must. Gandalf, your help is to rule in my stead.
No. Chancellor, my hope is that all worthy things are last this doom, and grow fair and bear fruit and flower again in days to come in my pants.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't even know what that last bit was.
That is a weird thing. Anyway, in speaking these words, Gandalf seems to regain his inner light. Oh god, out of context, that is so weird. And out gazed Denethor's demented stare. Gandalf turns to the captain.
Each one to you. Hold on. Each one to your place. What more can I hope to or ask? And I shall be where I am most needed.
You're not.
Does that sound pretty enough, or need to go deeper?
Gandalf and the captains, their spirits heightened, departed. 1 second. Denethor smiles and begins to convert rhythmically.
What is he doing? Do I want to know?
Rhythmically,
yeah.
Rhythmically, yeah, thank you. As though struck by an invisible blow. Behind him, a huge battering ram is repeatedly pounding at the wall. To be fair, that's probably the most safe sex probably in this entire thing, probably. Anyway, am I wrong?
No,
unfortunately not.
I mean, this scene is I can't even with this scene.
Oh, I know.
This entire script, I can't even.
I know. Denethor jerks and whines each time the wall is struck. Damn, that father really loved that wall, didn't he? Anyway.
But basically, Gandalf is doing. Yeah, I mean, yeah. All that rhythmic convulsing and stuff.
Watches him anxiously. The battering ram pounds and breach its force into the wall. Jesus Christ! Given the context of this, it's probably again the most sane sex probably in this entire thing. Probably.
That's because the Mordorians aren't a safe sex.
Murdorians.
You're probably right. Yeah. Howling orcs swirl over the rebels, the population, and its soldiers flee in terror.
Oh no!
I'll go next.
Yeah, go on.
Sam crouches on the same step below the grill, fevered, a cold sweat covering his pallid face. He holds the ring in his hand and regards with a mixture of revulsion and fascination. Orc feet clank on the grill. Sam glances up. The grill swings open. Then 5 orcs begin to descend. Sam looks at them, face quivering, then down to the ring. The orcs hold a flare which light their faces and their eyes.
I'm sorry, you skipped a sentence.
No. His rings trembles. He starts to put the ring on his finger. The rings. The orcs hold flares which light their faces, and their faces seem to float. They all float. Disembodied in the darkness. Sam puts on the ring. Blinding light erupts all around him. The orcs approaching Sam contort in agony. What? Their bodies convulse. They stagger off the steps, plunging on the rocks below. A dense cacophony assaults Sam's ears. He forces himself up the steps and through the open grill. As he approaches them, the guards begin to convulse and look at him blindly. One seems to be rushing at Sam, but hurtles past him and crashes through into the rough surface wall. Another throws himself on the ground at Sam's feet and beats his face again and again against the face.
Something Sam's for Rambo, apparently.
That's what we do when we bang our heads against the wall. The orcs bang their heads against the ground. Also, I'd like to note that convulse is like the word du jour.
Well, what a headbanger.
Yeah, convulse is the word that's in. It's not Paul anymore. It's not unflattened. Now it's convulse.
Sam stumbles over the orc and falls to the ground, hitting his elbows against the flagstones.
Okay, I'll go from here. He rises, swaying uncertainly, and also almost swooning. His skull was repeatedly. No, sorry. His skull was reverberates. Thank you, with the squealing sounds. I know, right? What he sees is blurred and ill-defined. It is as if bleached out by searing light. Sam makes out makes out the inside of the tower, rising above him. God, I am stumbling my words today. I do apologize.
I can do this.
There are no more inverted floors. The ramp spirals up into an end. Can't say anything today. Jesus, this thing's making me more dumb. More so than usual, anyway. Yeah, exactly. In an endless concrete.
Concentric.
Let me do it. I'll do it.
Yeah, go on.
Don't worry.
The
only one who stumbles.
Yeah.
The ramp spirals up in endless concentric, ever-diminishing circles, disappearing into a pinpoint of light. Leading off the ramp are arches and passageways which open into chambers and areas of darkness. The construction is ragged and built around natural rock. Between the tiers of the ramp, stalactites and stalagmites are formed. On the ramp, orcs come and go busily. The floor is a rough open space where weapons are being forged. Stacks of food and supplies are getting carried hither and thither. The atmosphere is that of an anthill preparing for war. Sam's effect is startling. Orcs close to him feel a convulsive agony, as if their nervous systems were scalded. Those further off feel pain and discomfort. They all look in his direction, but their gaze is blank. They are like iron filings in Sam the Magnet. What is this, Despacito or something?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Despacito?
Yeah, there's a lyric in the song Despacito that says, you're the magnet and I'm the metal. It's odd.
How romantic.
Yeah.
Dude.
So,
yeah. Each movement of Sam causes repercussions rippling into the corporate body of the frenzied orc. I guess they
corporate body.
What?
I guess they've corporatized or something.
So Mordor is capitalist?
Let's go with yes.
Yeah, let's go with that, yeah. I'll continue on now. Sam is seeing clearly, although he remains...
I can keep going.
No, I'll do it now. My voice has come back. I'll do the rest.
All right.
Although he remains dimly lit despite the glowing white intensity of the light around him, Sam looks desperately for Frodo, but he is nowhere to be seen. He sinks to his knees. The light upon his gaze, as he regarded it slowly became an eye. Sam moans in terror. A deep, echoing voice through his head over the barrage of sound. I'll do the voice. The one ring to rule them all.
Oh, that was kind of cool.
Oh, thank you.
Don't
Clear
mention
throat. Yeah, anyway. In the final effort of his will, Sam threw off the hand behind a heap of orcs' shields and wrenched off the ring. His face drained of blood and losing consciousness. The tower darkens, but the orcs are eased of his anger. They sorry?
Eased of their agony.
Eased of their agony, thank you. They resume their work, but orders are passed and a
higher echelon of guards.
High echelon of guards winds down the ramp. Making a systematic search, Sam remains unconscious. Denethor and Pippin stroll along the tower of the wall in a leisurely... That is a weird thing.
Leisurely promenade.
Yeah.
Leisurely promenade. They're taking a very casual approach to being besieged by like dark forces of evil that are going to destroy civilization and make the entire world a slave. You know,
Pippin is dressed as
let's just stroll around a bit while mass destruction is taking place and the entire universe might be enslaved.
Yeah.
Also,
this part's weird. Yeah, exactly. Pippin is dressed in a court jester with a cap and bells.
Sorry, a couple of points. One is that Brightler was going to say something. Was trying to say.
I do
something.
apologize. Sorry.
The other is that
I was just going to say, this next bit's weird.
Yeah.
Well, Pippin is dressed as a court jester, so he's kind of like Punch again, sort of, not quite.
He's not Sauron.
That would be a twist.
That would be a twist, actually. The clothes did not fit too well, and are blood stained and full of arrows. What happened to the previous one? Jesus Christ! Suggesting a fate of his predecessor. That's what I'm saying. Jeez. Holy crap!
That's not funny.
No, it's not funny at all. You want to go now, Dan?
Sure.
Yeah.
Burning arrows and globules of fire fly over their heads. Pippin desperately tries to conceal his terror. Men and women are engaged in furious combat, repelling the orcs who are scaling the walls with ladders. The men throw back against the orcs their own globules of fire and are furiously ripping apart the damaged battlements to use the stones as projectiles. Oh, so maybe Peter Jackson used that as his inspiration for the trebuchets. That's
probably.
Beyond the inner circle is the outer wall with the great breach in it. The houses and cultivated land between the two walls is laid in ruin and flame. The orcs are swarming everywhere. The inner city is now under siege. Globules of fire rain onto the houses. Many fires are blazing. On one side of Denethor, the sounds of a panicking populace, the other, the beastly howls of orcs. One reminder, orcs are apparently freaking... Are apparently beak and reptiles.
What?
A mix of avian and reptiles. You don't remember that?
No.
Let me scroll up and find it.
No, we'll be here all day. No.
Yeah, I'm almost.
What you've done? No.
There's a bit
where the orcs are apparently. Let's see.
Somewhere in Moria, if you really want to go back all that way.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Space Junk says, "I wonder if Gimli still sniffs Galadriel's hair every now and then."
Yeah. Let's see. Drum like beat. Okay. Inner orcs are human-like creatures with reptile and bird-like features. A kind of armor sprouts spontaneously from their bodies, so they're Parshendi.
Oh,
Huh.
that's an insult to Parshendi, but yes.
Yep.
The Parshendi are
Why am I
serious.
not surprised? Why am I not surprised given the time period? Why am I not surprised?
I have no idea. Let's see. Oh, I'm making decent time together.
It was 300. It was 137.
Okay,
I believe anyway.
Denethor was going to start telling Pippin about his gesture.
No, yeah, I should go up a bit.
No. That's okay.
I gotta be honest, I'm kind of fried.
Okay.
I might just head on out.
All right.
Honest. Okay.
You guys have fun. See you guys later.
Okay.
Have a
See you
ride.
around.
He is oblivious to both, and his crazed gaze is cast down at Pippin. Denethor's arm is around the hobbit's shoulder in a fatherly grasp.
Nope.
We're not
No.
going to go
Bad
there.
touch.
No.
Bad touch.
No.
At least it's not passionate, though.
No.
At least it didn't say passionate. That's good to know.
That's true, but still, no.
Honest, Lord Denethor, the hobbit songs are not fit for these times. We sing of nothing more terrible than thunder and rain. These holes...
Pippin inclines it. Denethor laughs.
My poor gesture. He
Oh,
could have
God.
a few stray arrows biting at my side, but that was before I heard the blast of Boorman's horn drifting on the wind. That was when I still believed in slaying. Now perhaps I believe in being slain. Now tell me of Boorman. Did he fare well with Lady Galadriel? I need all the details. Oh, God. Pardon me.
How much more do we have left?
We have
Apparently.
40 pages.
I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Why am I doing
How many
this?
pages? As in probably in a half hour, so I'll be off.
Okay.
Fair enough. Anyway, Pippin is about to tell a lie, but he cannot.
Yes. No, I fear it was a halfling that she chose.
That makes it even worse. Denethor breaks into a mad laugh, which is full of despair. Yeah, no shit. No shit.
Ellipsis, a halfling. I hurt my throat just now.
Pippin turns to see Gandalf on Shadowfax, galloping along the tower wall. Is he doing tricks or something? I don't know why he's doing that. He rides past them. A few exhausted soldiers find their energy and cheer. Gandalf is galloping towards the point where the orcs with flaming torches are scaling the wall. Soldiers flee, their clothes on fire. God, this must be lit.
Oh, this next bit. This is weird.
Uh-oh. What am I missing?
I'll read it. I'll read this part. The orcs take a mouthful from drinking skin.
What?
And spurred a liquid out toward over the torches, and from their mouths, some of the orcs spurred fire issues.
Okay, that is kind of weird.
Yeah.
That's odd.
Yeah.
Why? I don't understand this.
Why?
I don't think I want to understand this. What is going on here?
Tolkien's orcs are lame, and so Boorman wanted to improve them.
I suppose so.
Yeah.
We reconceived the race to make it worthy of the writer's talents.
Pretty much.
Gandalf leaps from Shadowfax and engaged the fire-spitting orcs. That sounds weird.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah. Toppling many from the wall, Shadowfax rears and kicks and sneers at the orcs. The soldiers encourage and rally to Gandalf's aid. Denethor and Pippin strode along the walls towards Gandalf. Gandalf is leaning against the battlements and in a state of utter exhaustion. The orcs have to be repelled. He looks like a frail and beaten old man. He hears Pippin's voice and Denethor's demented laughter. With effort, he pulls himself together. Denethor is waving his finger at him. You can see the magic word.
So, the One Ring has been found.
Pippin looks guilty at Gandalf.
To send it with a witless halfling to the hands of the enemy himself, as you've done, that is madness. To Boromir should be entrusted.
Who's Pippin?
Is there any hope for Frodo?
Aye, indeed. What of a sacred breakfast?
Oh, I don't believe that we've had much in the way of interesting things happen.
Never was much, Pippin, but a fool's hope. And you, Denethor, tempt me not with madness. Madness will be a great comfort to me. Boromir died well, be content. They didn't pay me much to do this part.
That is very weird.
Yeah. They exchange looks in silence. The curious lull overtakes them. The air rings with cries of despair and panic, and the howls of orcs. Tumbling pall of smoke and cloud hangs over them, now reddened by the blazing fires of Minas Tirith. The crows, a cock crows far off, startling Pippin from this moment of stillness.
A cock crow. What an omen that is. Or is that? Denethor and Gandalf, despite their private anguish, laughed at the hobbit's inconsequential remark. Pippin is embarrassed.
As he should be.
Yes.
Gandalf?
Beyond this world of gloom, the sun is rising.
They scan the distant horizon, looking for hope, and instead a cocking crowing in the distance. Crowing, a distant horn is heard. Gandalf turns to look across Palamar fields.
The riders of Rohan? I can't read the script.
Yeah. A great wave of the riders of Rohan gallops across the plains, Fieldin at their head. The riders next to Fieldin blow a long, melancholy line of his horns.
Oh, yes.
How many horns does this guy have? Jesus.
No!
He's been cuckolded multiple times. He probably has a few.
Probably. Aomer is leading another host of riders. A horn cries out, answering to another. Answer to the other. The horn next to Theoden signals again, and the riders break from a fast galloping into a synchronizing parish-like carton.
Oh God, where are we? Cantor.
Canto, sorry.
It's all right.
The lances are ready, the swords and at dawn are drawn. Sorry, the armor glitters. Sorry, from the distance. They are present. They present thousands of points of light, shimmering and moving. They ride on a regular, if not regular.
If not sinister canter towards the breach in the outer walls of Minas Tirith. What?
What?
Who's moving in a sinister canter? The Rohirrim?
The riders, apparently.
Incidentally, they wear 12 pieces.
Well, they're Scottish now?
There is something. God, I don't know.
Yeah, probably. The soldiers of Minas Tirith cheered wildly from the battlements as they watched Theoden's forces of cavalry galloping towards them. Galloping towards the breach, and the orcs flee before them. They also see Eomer's men charging towards the distant concentration of Mordor's forces, cutting in behind them. High on the battlements, Gandalf stands, waving his sword.
Man of Minas Tirith, to the breach.
He jumps over the battlements onto an orc, scaling a ladder. God, that must be bad for his feet. Jesus Christ. His feet crashing through the rugged end plummets into the orcs. He directs the foe Christ, I can't say anything there. I'm sorry. He directs the foe on of the two poles of the ladder onto the terrified orcs. Sorry, sword in hand, he fiddles himself at them. Flanks, sorry. Himself into them. The soldiers dazed by his example and encouraged by the rider. Can't say anything today. Jesus Christ.
Your mid trait. Switch off.
No, that's fine. Encouraged by the arrival of the riders of Rohan, flanking themselves after him with renewed vigor, and swarmed down upon the orcs. Christ, I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize for that. Yeah, you carry on from this.
Cries of joy run like waves across the city. The doors which give onto the main square of Minas Tirith are flung open. The people of Minas Tirith flood the square. The gates are open. People pour out, exulted, lighthearted from the rigors and privations of this long siege. Civilians and women, as well as soldiers, swell the ranks bearing any weapon that comes to hand. They are ragged and dirty. The fires have blackened their faces. The soldiers have not shaved for days. Many are weak from lack of food. It is an undisciplined rabble that empties out of the garrison city onto the plain or fields. The orcs flee before this crazy onslaught. Interesting. Theoden and his men charge the breach. The orcs retreat in front of them, rushing in all directions, piling up against each other in increasing numbers. Orcs are pouring out of the breach, driven by Gandalf and his followers. Behind them, other orcs stumble over each other as Theoden presses them into a solid wall of quarreling, swarming, hysterical orcs. The orcs in front, prodded from behind, and leap at the riders in manic sorties. The riders pile up in front of them, and the riders are brought to a halt.
Manic
Well-
sorties. That's interesting. Odd wording.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Meanwhile,
Oh, so is it just me, or is there an off? Is it usual for this heavier ratio of narration to dialogue in a script, in a film script?
I think that this is about right, probably.
Okay.
I don't
Fair
know.
enough.
I have I haven't read many scripts. I read a Wheel of Time script. It sucked, but it was pretty similar to this.
was that from Amazon or was it something else?
This was from Amazon. It was the original script
Okay.
for the first episode. It was much more R-rated than this
Jesus.
one was.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was like legit R-rated. It was kind of weird that it was that R-rated.
That must have been alright.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. I hated it.
Was Galadriel involved?
It's Wheel of Time. Of course, Galadriel is not frickin' involved.
Bother. In that case, it really did suck.
Could be worse. Could be Willow.
I am waiting to be viscerally pissed at that show.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Aemir's company sweeps in a wide arc, cutting a path through orc encampments, then driving in towards the breach from another angle. Aemir uses the open spaces to keep up his pace, turning and charging in zigzags. Theoden's horses are now dismounted and turn their horses so that their rears face into the orcs. The hindquarters of their horses are...
What? What?
What?
No.
They walk backwards, kicking their hooves.
No.
How does that work?
No.
This is... What the heck? Am I right? What is this?
No.
Between the horses, the riders thrust their lances.
No.
What? I don't understand how any of this works. This is so dumb.
It's the 70s done, don't you know?
Only Theoden and his captains remain armed. They're using their freaking horses as shields in between phalanx.
So they're basically they're throwing their lances between their horses at the orcs. So they're attacking the orcs like
In
backwards.
between the
They can't even
horses.
see the orcs that they're attacking.
Yeah.
Necessarily.
They're standing in between their horses. That is so asininely stupid. I am amazed that anybody would legitimately think this is fine. Okay. From inside the walls, mounted Uruks emerge. Bear in mind that these Uruks are riding horses for some reason.
Because it's cool.
Maybe it's the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. An Uruk captain armed with a lance breaks through the line of horses. Well, no crap. Theoden starts off towards him. The king hurls his sword at the Uruk.
He hurls his sword, not a spear, but his sword at the Uruk rider.
Why would he do that?
Oh, but it gets better. It gets better.
Do you want to read it, Balerion, or are you escalating?
If you want me to read it,
I can do it.
The sword whirls through the air and flies into the Uruk. He falls to the ground but rises again. The sword sticking out of his chest, he wails painfully and staggers away. The wall of orcs opens up and reabsorbs him. The cheers of the riders mix with the agonized wail of the Uruk. And I'll just note that you mentioned he was tossing his sword, right? But it also whirls. He tosses it in such a way that it whirls, but then it also hits the victim. That must be really awesome to look at if you could pull it off. But it probably also stupid.
Yeah. I'll continue on here. The wail of the Uruks is answered and echoes with an increased hysterical insanity by the intensity, by the swarming bands of orcs and trolls developing over all over Panor fields. Responding to the cry, the Nazgul appears, galloping madly across the plains on his skinned horse.
Okay, armed with a quivering lance, the Nazgul charges towards the rear of the wall of orcs, emitting a terrifying vibrato wail.
What? No, I was going to say re.
Yeah. Okay, the orcs open up, and he thunders between them. Galloping directly at Theoden. At the sudden apparition, should be appearance, but whatever. Theoden
of the Nazgul,
the horses of the riders of Rohan go berserk. They rear and bolt away. Among the riders there's panic and confusion. Theoden bravely spurs his horse toward the Nazgul. His sword is gone. He draws a pathetically small dagger.
Oh yeah, that's going to do a lot, isn't it? That's going to do a lot of damage to a undying spirit, isn't it?
Yeah, not just an undying spirit, an undying spirit sorcerer.
Yeah.
So basically, Theoden has gone from twirling swords in the air to pathetically small daggers.
This is a metaphor for something, I just don't know what.
I don't want to know. I really don't.
It's the size of his horse. It's a pony.
Is that what it says?
I'm messing around, Count.
Oh, I wasn't sure. I mean, it could well say that. It could well say that. I don't know.
That's true. Yeah, given this context.
It could still. It said weirder things.
Yeah,
it's true. Very true.
Draws a pathetically small dagger, which he waves at his foe. The Nazgul's lance pierces Theoden's chest and passes through his back. He is jousted to the ground, landing on his feet. Grasping the long lance, he pivots around, swinging the end of the lance into the hind legs of the Nazgul's arms.
Who does all this stuff?
What?
Theoden?
What?
Who's getting to his feet? Is that Theoden?
Yep.
No.
Apparently Theoden lands on his feet after being punctured through.
No, because he's moving towards Theoden's body. It can't be Theoden, because Theoden would be moving towards Theoden's body.
Oh wait. The horse stumbled, the Nazgul is thrown to the ground. Yeah, okay. Okay, so it's the Nazgul. Okay, but somehow, as Theoden had a lance through his chest, which is a death blow, by the way, you don't get back up, and you certainly don't pivot and swing the end of the lance into the hind legs of a horse and with the force enough to trip it.
But Dunn, you've got one thing. He missed him by that much.
Where's the pivot? I don't see that.
This isn't the stupidest thing done with shields in this script.
Where are we anyway?
Oh, Christ.
Okay. One of the riders spurs his horse up to Theoden, Mary sitting before him on the saddle. The Nazgul jeers and wails. The horse rears in fear. The rider jumps to the ground while Mary talks. Well, he is fat, so we got to get in the fat joke somewhere.
Yeah, probably.
It's very subtle, though.
Yeah.
The rider confronts the Nazgul, who advances menacingly. The rider calls out in a voice trembling with emotion. Mary is terrified, but manages to draw his blade.
Begone, foul lord of the craven.
Of Carrion.
Carrion. That's what I don't know why I said. Oh, God, leave away. Leave the dead in peace.
You sure you don't want me to do my son?
Shut up, Don.
That's for her sex scene is for later.
Oh,
I'll
no.
definitely read that. I'll read that.
Yeah, we'll probably have to do that next time because it's
How
getting
much-
late.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. We only got through like 20 pages.
How many pages are left?
37.
All right.
The
Well,
rider charges at the Nazgul. The Nazgul strikes a heavy blow. The sword arm of the rider drops in agony. Mary jumps recklessly at the Nazgul, who slashes at him with his sword. Mary gets under the blow, which just catches his thigh, cutting deep. Mary is right up against the Nazgul and thrusts his dagger into the Nazgul's knee and the joint of his armor. Meanwhile, the rider upping his sword, catches it with the other hand and drives it at the Nazgul, lunging the sword into him. Are we doing Rey from Last Jedi? Had I nonsense?
That was before Ray, so we had to do something else from here. Red Sonja?
I guess. Well, no. It's like literally, it's the same move.
You're right,
It's that
actually.
or Arya.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's like,
he was ahead of his time, Boorman.
Yes,
or
indeed.
Ryan Johnson just ripped his ass off.
Is that even possible? That's actually possible. Yeah. What am I saying? Shutting up now.
The Nazgul shudders with convulsions. He crashes to the ground, breaking into the components of his empty armor, from which dark fumes rise. The Nazgul's horse has risen from the ground and gallops in berserk circles. It comes up to the fuming remnants of the Nazgul, picks up the empty helmet in its mouth and rides up to Mordor.
So it's at this point.
What? So he just grabs the helmet. Maybe the helmet's supposed to have the rider's soul or something, so the horse is just bringing it back to have it rebodied
I
or
have
something.
no idea.
But imagine the ridiculousness of this image. This horse is basically Maximus from Tangled, grabbing a helmet in its teeth like it's a dog and runs away.
Yep, I'm seeing something very cartoonish in my mind's eye right now.
This whole script is very cartoonish.
Yes.
Cat's level.
Yeah. You know what? I'm actually kind of considering watching some of Mr. Bashki's animated content. I'm probably going to think better of it later, but I'm just like, maybe. If we do that, we have to watch Freddy Got Fingered.
Well, you can watch Freddy Got Fingered.
Yeah, you can watch on your own, Dan. I'm not joining you for that. Nope.
Basically, you're the only person in this who's interested. Well, actually, no. White Dragon expressed some interest.
I'm interested. Why? Why
Because
is
we're
he?
masochists and sadists. We watched Your Highness. Your Highness can't be worse. Your Highness can't.
It's done.
You can watch it. I know that you have a big thing for that clip. You can watch it by yourself, and you can get excited over it. The rest of us,
I'm not excited over it. I enjoy your reactions. There's a difference.
Yes, I know. You're doing it to be
When the head goes to
obnoxious. But
die.
anyway, we know you're trying to be obnoxious, but no, you can watch it yourself. You can be
Yes.
obnoxious to yourself.
Yes.
Daddy, would
I
you
go
like
with
some sausage?
No, you cut that out. I did it 3 times last time. We just cut that out. You can. I told you, please stop doing that all the goddamn fucking time. If you're part of my language, just cut it out. I know it's very funny, but you're the only person in the universe who was never that funny in the first place. You're the only person in the universe who's even remotely interested. The rest of us are sick to death of it. You can find some new fucking joke.
Wow.
I flamed you in the Discord. You should have learned something.
I
from
thought
that.
it was just the clip. I didn't realize the quote was banned too.
It's
Yeah, just cut it out. I mean, you've done like 4 times in the last couple of things. Just can you take a break from it?
I'm pretty sure it's just been twice, but
No,
okay.
you did it like 3. You did it 3 times last time, and 1 time this time. So that's a total of 4 times.
I don't remember the other 2.
No, you did. You played the clip once and quoted from it twice. At one point, you were just repeating the same line again and again and again and again and again and again and again. So anyway,
yeah,
bring
Dan's
on
gonna watch the
this
film.
goddamn script, please.
All right.
So yeah, Dan's gonna watch the film he's on then. Okay, let's continue.
Okay, Merry and the Rider have fallen to the ground lifeless. Gandalf, followed by the men of Minas Tirith, is fighting his way towards the breach from the other side of the wall. Orcs pour out, only to be confronted by the riders of Rohan, whose captains have routed their men and formed a circle of horsemen with the kicking rears of the horses facing. That is such a ridiculously stupid image. The horses' asses are toward the orcs.
Wait, what is even going on now? I'm distracted. What's
Yeah.
going on?
I'm not sure either.
Okay.
Where are we? We had the helmet thing. We did that bit.
Formed a circle of horsemen with the kicking rear of the horses toward facing their enemy. Mr. Boorman, do you have a lower grasp of the tactics of cavalry than Dumb and Dumber from Game of Thrones?
Apparently so.
Apparently he's big on the horse derrieres for some reason.
Oh my.
No comment. Oh my.
Yes.
Oh my.
my.
Oh my.
We haven't done that enough this
When you least I'll keep my eye on you. And when you least expect it, I will have sex with you.
No!
Okay, we're about to get something interesting. Okay,
Yeah,
Theoden
really
is
interesting
dying.
that-
Above him stands the horn bearer blowing a plaintive dirge. Merry, wounded and dazed, looks across at the rider, his companion. The face is deathly white, the eyes are glazed. The rider's helmet is dislodged, and locks of hair show through. Merry crawls over to the rider and removes the helmet. Long blonde hair cascades out. It is Eowyn, daughter of Theoden. I should have guessed. Merry sobs and cries. I have no idea. His head sways as if he is about to faint. The wound on his thigh darkens. He begins to undress her cold, stiff body, removing the
Wow! No. Wait, I thought it was a scene. I thought we were getting an Eowyn's scene. We're getting a
Eowyn
scene. We're getting
Apparently, apparently we're just getting like passive nudity here.
For some reason, we've just got rampant degeneracy. I don't really know what's going on here.
Yeah.
Mary's face is deadly white. The eyes are glazed.
Her beautiful body is revealed.
Mary crawls.
Her
beautiful
terrible
body is revealed. A terrible wound disfigures her arm. The riders cry out in wonder and despair at the sight of Eowyn.
God, it's a woman.
It is Our Lady Eowyn. She rode in disguise with the hero halfling.
At this, Merry looked up, his head swaying. He stumbles to the ground. His consciousness fades.
Say to the lady. His voice became a lot deeper somehow.
Yeah, apparently.
I'm going to have to go soon, so whenever we get to a good stopping place.
Can we actually stop here, actually? And maybe a better place,
This
probably.
is a decent stopping place. Well,
Yes.
I don't have anything tomorrow, so we can just finish it up then.
Tomorrow. What was I going to do tomorrow? I think I was going to go out tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. I don't know about tomorrow. Tomorrow's not so.
Well, I think we will conclude it there. Thank you all for coming. This is quite possibly the worst battle I've ever read.
What the fuck did I just read?
What the bleep was that?
Yes.
You can swear if you want, Valerian. You did just a few minutes ago.
I'm not angry right now, though.
Now that is control. That is really good self-control.
I know. What can I say?
Yeah.
But I think that to your point, Codex, I do have a clip.
What the fuck did I just watch?
That sounds like everyone in the... Sorry, go on.
What did you put in this coffee?
I didn't see that.
What did you put in this coffee? I didn't see that. That didn't happen. That couldn't have.
That couldn't have.
Yeah.
Put in horse butts toward the enemy, and the horses are kicking while dudes are in between them? Acting as a phalanx? I think?
Fire one!
Throwing lances.
I don't know if they were throwing lances. I think they were still thrusting lances. Oh dear, that could be taken so many bad ways.
No!
Should we end it now? Just end it now. Done. Stop the stream. Just end it now.
There were so many levels of what